Hello everybody, Frouwo here, bringing you game number 1 of RoX.KiS versus Virtus.Pro here in CIS Carnage 2014. And I'm just going to hop right into the picks and bans thus far. RoX.KiS banning out the Auto Devourer, the Alchemist, the Nyx, and the Doom. Virtus.Pro banning out in the meantime the Dazzle, the Abaddon, the Treant Protector, and the Pugna. So we have a pickup of Invoker, Timbersaw, and Bane thus far on RoX.KiS, and Virtus.Pro picking up the Bristleback, the Crystal Maiden, and now waiting up on their third pickup. So this far in the draft, really, Virtus.Pro with the draft, that can go pretty much anywhere. Not really going to see a mid here out of them yet, but the Bristleback can be played as a safe lane, the Bounty Hunter can be played as a safe lane. Of course, the Crystal Maiden is that support role. And yeah, so that's still got a lot of options in that draft for them, as RoX.KiS now sitting in their fourth pickup, but have the Invoker, the Timbersaw, and the Bane. So Timbersaw likely, of course, to be the offlane. Is not really ever seen as a safe lane farmer, and has been played mid before, but he isn't the best in the mid lane. He can do a lot more in the offlane position. Has the escapes, of course, and just can do all that sort of work. But really isn't popular in the CIS or European scene right now as far as things go. There's just other heroes that don't need as much farm as he does. He really needs a couple items to start getting out of control to make him much more survivable and just be able to put out all that extra burst damage as well. But of course, Bane as well, another pickup for RoX.KiS. Certainly a great support. He is an anti-carry support. He is a long-term disabler. He does have the Nightmare, he does have the Fiend Script, and of course he does have the sustainability in the Brain Sap as well, so certainly something to go up against if you're a Virtus.Pro. But now waiting on their fourth pick. But Bane really offers an advantage in the laning phase. If you're in an offensive tri-lane situation, you can always enfeeble that carry, make sure it doesn't get any last hits, that sort of thing, and of course always a good setup for combos such as Sunstrike, which is certainly possible in this game, as they do have the Invoker as well. And yeah, possibly even being blown up by Timbersaw, just a Timber Chain into Whirling Blades, that kind of stuff. And Lich is now picked up by RoX.KiS, so gonna have that early sacrifice, that early experience advantage. They're gonna get somewhat outdated kind of hero in this draft right now. Allows really for the whatever lane he's in to kind of be pushed pretty early, but Virtus.Pro not with the push lane, but rather going for the Storm Spirit with the ganking potential now. So Virtus.Pro looking for the just heavy burst damage, heavy sustain with the Bristleback as well. So Bristleback going to be this core as Bounty Hunter, Storm Spirit, and Crystal Maiden all rotate around him and just see what they can pick off as Bristleback slows him down and starts just applying that long-term damage in the Cool Spray. But the next two bands come out, and the Visage and the Slark band out, so RoX is spinning out the Visage, and Virtus.Pro the Slark respect as it goes. And yeah, so Storm Spirit pickup gonna be settling on our lanes now. Likely gonna have that Storm Spirit mid, and Bristleback probably gonna be on the off lane. That's what I would guess. Or actually, Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter likely would be. I wouldn't see Bounty Hunter on the safe lane that often. You want him to just get a quick 6, so all he needs is the XP, doesn't need any last hits, can just always just pop the... No, it's not the Ghost Walk, is it? It's Shadow Walk. Pop the Shadow Walk and work his way in the lane, soak up that experience. And Luna is last pickup now for RoX.KiS. So we're going to have a team out of them. Timbersaw on that off lane, Invoker in the mid with the two supports, and an Omni Knight pickup now for Virtus.Pro. So certainly that's an interesting thing. Gonna really give Storm Spirit a lot of things, a lot of ability to go crazy in the mid game once Omni Knight just starts putting up the purification, or not the purification, but his magic resistance, which is called the repel. Once he starts putting repel up on God, or Storm Spirit being played by God this game, but really the only thing that'll be able to kill him past that is going to be Godblack with the Fiend Script on the Bane. But let's start player introductions now. We're gonna have Godblack on the Bane, as I repeat myself there. Yol's gonna be playing the Lich. BZZ gonna be on the Luna, and Scandal gonna be on the Invoker. Last but not least, we have Sedoy on the Timbersaw. So that is our lineup for RoX.KiS as they buy their nice TI2 Courier. the Drodo. And for Storm Spirit, we have God, going to be playing that, also known as G. Jotum, going to be on the Crystal Maiden support. NS, going to be on the Omni Knight. No Pauls for Double Spirit. I'm sure that is someone in the pro scene, as I'm going to check this right now. And product profile, so I'm not sure who it's going to be, as we have Smile on the Bounty Hunters. So Bounty Hunter going to be in the off lane. Jotum going to be likely headed toward the woods, as we're just going to have Bristleback as well as the Omni Knight in that bottom lane with Smile on the top lane. So the Bounty Hunter and BZZ with Godblack going to be doing the safe lane, and Sidoi on the off lane. Going to have a creep sacrificed by Yol here as well, so gonna get an early experience. Gonna get some early experience, one would assume, as he does. So in this way, he's gonna push back, and we'll see if Yol stays in this lane or not. But gonna block it early for the Timbersaw. Scandal now goes towards the mid lane, and Jotum gonna ward up. Maybe just warding the pulls here, so Smile is sure that he can get some farm. And in the meantime, we're just gonna watch G as I find out the last player for Virtus.Pro. And I believe that'd actually be Illidan. So Illidan is our Bristleback. As you may notice a bit of lag there. That was me alt-tabbing in and out checking Team Liquid for that roster. So again, Bristleback going to be on, played by Illidan here. As the mid lane goes off, and not too much to discuss about necessarily pushing the game. No supports rotating that early, just really Bristleback going to be taking harass here from Yol and Sidoi. Going to have a bit of trouble in this lane. Strength carries, or strength quote-unquote carries, don't have too good of a time, especially against Timbersaw. And there's not really Omni Knight can really help in this lane with either, so gonna have to wait until that Crystal Maiden comes in and actually helps out that lane. And in the meantime, Smile gonna be on the top lane. Smile, previously known as Arsite, played for Navi, and now on Virtus.Pro. And yeah, interesting to not seeing a support role anymore, but nice. It's always good for a change of pace. And Illidan taking lots and lots of damage, of course, from this Timbersaw and the Lich, so getting mighty low here, especially for the laning phase. Doesn't have his ultimate up yet, so doesn't have that bonus regen. But no big deal for him, just going to pop a salve, and hope he doesn't get right-clicked down by the Lich, but Lich, of course, leaving the lane. No lane where to spot that, but just having the feeling, of course. Gonna scout out this double damage for mid lane, but mid lane, of course, doesn't have a bottle as it is the Invoker, so Invoker just gonna go for the early Basilius, and then Boots, and onwards from there. Maybe into a Necro, we'll see what he builds, but Force Staff always a possibility. There's so many options on the Invoker, as he is that versatile kind of hero. And now Illidan pulling back towards the tower. And gonna keep blasting. Take a look at the last hits actually, as this is the portion of the game. Really important part. And Sunstrike there from our Invoker. Gonna miss onto NS, as he does take some harass from the Timbersaw and the Invoker. And Smile gonna fall here on, or actually gonna kill the Invoker in the mid lane, so I missed that one. Do apologize for that. Still working on getting the first bloods down. Too many you stall in the early game, you're just like, oh, what do I do? You know, there's not too much to talk about, especially if there's no supports rotating and that kind of stuff. You know, no little Roshans, no certain implications being thrown about, but I mean, you could always just do the like intense last hit commentary. Oh, look, this guy's gonna miss the last hit here. No, he's gonna get a deny now. You know, that sort of stuff. I mean, the best thing really is just to observe whether or not who's going for what. The biggest thing to call it really is Midases, and there's no Midas pickups so far. Basilius on Luna, so I doubt we'll see a Midas on her, but Boots on Scandal now. But no Midas is just it. Like, the early game item choices are pretty simple in terms of choice on a lot of heroes. Like, if you're going to get a really safe lane where you don't expect any harass, yeah, you're going to go for that Midas. Like, G right now, he could certainly go for a Midas if he wanted to, but Storm Spirit, not that kind of hero, so I'm not going to pick that up, of course. And haste from contest right now, and you're going to be the target of some aggression here from NS. Yeah, this was going to Purify there, but decides otherwise. Might have been blown up by this Timbersaw if he did. And the gank on mid lane here. Smile. And now NS rotating in. Heal gonna come out of him, and Sunstrike hitting on NS, but gonna walk away from it as he does have the haste. So another successfully executed gank here by Virtus.Pro on the mid lane. Smile rotating in, getting another kill. So getting closer to that level 6 that he needs for the track. At which point he will just rotate like mad, and in the meantime, Yule dying on the bottom lane. As now Bristleback gonna be in trouble. Gonna make it a live power. Chom now coming in and gonna kill on Timbersaw, but Timbersaw, rather Invoker getting the last kill on the Bristleback. So just not able to make it alive. Was playing very aggressively and I guess expected to die, but wanted the Timbersaw in the process. And he got the Timbersaw as John rotated in. So good for him. Score is now 4-1 in VP's favor. With 2 kills on the Evoker now, this bottom lane for RoX.KiS falling apart. Sedoy and Yule die, and again, that sacrifice really going to allow, if they want to, VP to push in. Illidan, of course, diving under that tier 1 tower with, I assume, what was a shallow creep wave, as Invoker now rotates back to mid, and they could look for a kill here, but Vayne's just going to rotate out of lane. And G is now level 7, so it can just zip away if he doesn't get low enough. I haven't seen any Nightmare to Sunstrike combos yet. It does work better as time goes on, as Invoker gets more level into his Exort, and of course from there does more damage. So Goblik now gonna find an illusion rune, pops it instantly, and Smile gonna go on Goblik and zip in from G. G gonna go right into Goblik. Goblik gonna fall here. Does not get the brain sap off onto Smile, and another kill going God's way. So 3 kills in the mid lane for him now. Suddenly getting very, very ahead in terms of farm, actually flying out his magic wand and a bottle, so actually no big items. Figured he might have something big already up, but of course already has his treads, now wand and bottle. So doing pretty well. Looking at the last hits, he is nearly 30, just behind Luna, of course, who has had to say nearly to himself, as Smile has been roaming pretty consistently. And of course, looking at the Bristleback as well, 22 last hits on him. Timbersaw even though, and really the only person lacking in terms of farm right now, as soul lanes and that sort of stuff goes, is the Invoker, who's only level 7 right now compared to G's 8. Has 15 last hits and not too much in terms of item, just the Basilius and the boots. As we see some contest here on the bottom lane. No frost. If Jotum can get frostbite off on Yule gonna fall here, just burst it down nearly instantly, and Jotum. NS rather, putting the purification onto Illidan, and Illidan gonna get out of there safely, as no stun's gonna be dealt to him if he has that purification up. Just the Fiend's Grip, as Bane is mid and not level 6 yet, not gonna happen. And G could look for an easy kill here on Goblik if he wishes to. Gonna throw some harass, and now zip in, Smile rotating in as well, track up, and G getting another kill in the mid lane with the track gold, so Smile getting a really good early start here. With 3 assists, 1 kill. G as well with 1 assist and 3 kills, mirroring each other, as they have been the bestest of friends in this early mid-gaming phase, or laning phase, yes. And G can be working towards that early Orchid now. He does have the mantle, can be built into drums as well, but likely not going to see that. Not a Storm Spirit kind of item. Better built on the Bounty Hunter, as he does have Bracer now, and likely will go for it. As he is playing the offlane role. Doesn't expect to farm much aside from track and that kind of stuff. And Goblik now popping the dust. Nightmare. And it's just going to be blown up. Brainsap getting the final blow. So Smile, that triple kill ending, and 388 gold in the pocket of Bane. Now G looking to see who's mid, popping that static remnant, not seeing any one of these trees over here, so no zip in from him, and just rotate back to lane. Actually, looking on the bottom lane now, NS as well as Illidan gonna look to push this bottom tower, as Sedoy gonna be sitting under his own tier 2, so not even gonna try and contest this, as he does know Storm as well as Jotum are missing out of their lanes, and Smile can be wherever he pleases as he is invisible. And this push can be very sustainable as they do have a Bristleback as well as a Omni Knight, so really could just push even without creeps if they wanted to, but gonna need it for the backdoor protection, of course. That's now G and Smile in the mid lane. Smile gonna look for a kill onto Scandal here, but not gonna find him as he's sitting under his own tower. So gonna rotate into the woods now, see if he can get behind the tower, maybe throw some tracks out. And Yol now rotating into the lane. There's some more pulls on top. And the Crystal Maiden did pick up her boots, but meanwhile collapsing on Yol in a bit of trouble, and Cold Snap onto Smile. Smile not gonna take too much damage though. Purification on G now. G not going to be stunnable and just going to walk away, or zip away rather, and both are going down there. Lich, or not Lich rather. Lich getting a kill onto Storm Spirit, but Lich falling there with Bane getting the kill. I think I messed that one up. Bane got the kill onto Storm, and yeah. So now Bristleback going to push his top tower. Not good in terms of a push hero, but does have 173 right-click damage, right? Or 100, and no, rather 90. Does get bonus from the Warpath, so wearing off, of course. Now does have 132 when he does have three stacks of that Warpath. Can of course get more if he starts shooting out goo as well. Now Smile on this top lane could be looking for the kill. I'm not sure who they knew was up here, but I do believe Bounty Hunter spawning up both the Bane and the Timbersaw. As G now rotating in, and we'll see what he does. Is now finishing an Orchid Staff. Not an Orchid Staff, an Oblivion Staff. They both start with those, forgive me on that one. So now we're gonna tear apart the creep wave pretty quickly as Bristleback. Gonna see how long the siege creep can stay alive. And gonna make sure that Sidoi doesn't get that last hit on that, staying in position for that. Smile, meantime behind the tower, and G rotating mid now along with Jotum and NS. So BZZ could be in a bit of trouble here. Frostbite onto him and G now. Purification as well as the Repel. Gonna save him, and not really save him, rather just keep him alive for that much longer. Heal him up, and now magic immune. And Smile now chasing after Yol. Yol gonna fall here for sure, and indeed he does. One last right click from Smile. Gonna finish him off. And Smile now has enough for drums, I'm pretty sure. So really pick those up now if he wishes to, and support's also getting a lot of farm here. Anna's sitting at 5 assists, John's sitting at 5 assists as Galbike in the woods over here, and rotation in now, or teleportation in rather from Sidoi. Sunstrike onto Jotum now, and alt pop by NS, and Bane going down in process. Scandal now, gonna Ghost Walk, and Sentry dropped. Loot alt now popping, BZ getting a kill onto the Omniac there, as the Crystal Maiden had fallen earlier from Brain Sap of the Bane. But the Luna Ultra showing its early game strength. It really does tear apart heroes if it's only heroes around and no creeps. Much like a Lich ult. So RoX.KiS seeming to just have the team fight in their mind. They want the team fight, nothing but the team fight, and any kind of gank. They just want to roll with the punches and hope that they don't fall here. But Scandal now going to be tracked up, and Smile as well as G going to rotate in and kill Scandal for now the 4th time. So Scandal going down once again, working towards a mechanism, and Bristleback getting the kill on the mid tower. So VP showing some very early dominance here. G can't get anything but heals from NS. Actually, NS not picking up arcanes, but wanted to restore his entire mana pool. Returns back to base and starts working in the 2nd Oblivion Staff now. As a rotation from VP comes out on top, and I believe it was Lich teleported away. And RoX is going to lick their wounds here, just going to farm up what they can, as BC really needs the farm, working towards a BKB. Almost has that Mithril Hammer, and Galbike disconnects. So you're going to pause out for the short period of time. Once he reconnects, we will be right back in the game. But in the meantime, Illidan going to be building a pipe, a Vanguard. No boots just yet on him. Likely will grab treads or boots of travels when he gets the chance to. And NS, just with arcanes, not too much else. Buying wards, buying an urn, has the wand as well. And Jotum May work towards the BKB. That cross-made ult is a lot more potent than people think it is. It's pretty good if you can get off the entire duration and just have the team around you. As long as you don't get melted down in the early stages of it, because you do have such a low, small health pool. And Bounty Hunter now picking up the drums and an overclub as well, so gonna be working towards the BKB here. And G, again working on the Orchid still. Can pick up a Sage Mask, but likely gonna wait for the Quarterstaff and the Sage Mask. Another 500 off of that, and of course needs more from the recipe as well. It's a 775 cost recipe, so gonna need another 120, 1200 gold. That's probably the best way to say that. And Scandal, of course, dying 4 times this far. Still working on the mechanisms. 600 off now, rather. It'll be pretty late timing on that. And the game about to resume. Sadoy not even going for the Bloodstone, just picking up a cloak here. Bloodstone, of course, a quote-unquote core item on Timbersaw. And really the potential of it as a sustainable teamfight kind of item. Because when you do die, or even suicide, it does heal all your allies around you for, I'm not sure, an unspecified amount. I'm sure it's like a percentage of your own health or something. Very, very confusing, as this Roshan attempt now going to come out of RoX.KiS. Going to try and get themselves back in the game with this, as they are behind likely on experience, or gold rather. Now 75, spiking up from that last tower kill on VP, and experience nearly 2,000 as now Illidan rotating in, and let's see if a fight breaks out here. Fiend's Grip out of Goblik, and now Lich ult onto Illidan, and Jottam going to be in a bit of trouble, falling very low, but G zipping in, killing the Invoker as well as the, actually no, Storm Spirit dying there. I was going to say Bane, but Bane now cleaned up by Smile, and both sides going to part there. Good kill for RoX.KiS, but losing the Invoker for the 5th time now, and the Bane, so, but as well as getting the Aegis, so I feel the trade-off's worth it for RoX.KiS there. But Virtus.Pro going to push now on the tier 2 middle. Certainly one of the tougher towers to contest, as you can be collapsed upon by any side. But gonna push this anyway. Don't have G up just yet, so may have to be careful in terms of which engagements they take and don't take. And the Invis now bought up on Smile, just gonna give him that extra potential for another sort of cloak. As G finishes his 2nd Orchid Staff, or Oblivion Staff. You know, you accidentally call them Orchid Staffs because they build the Orchids, but they also build other things, guys. They also build the Refresher, of course, as the pipe is now finished up on Illidan. And certainly going to help them out, especially in team fights with the Luna ult, with the Lich ult, with the Invoker. RoX.KiS have a lot of magic damage, to be honest. No real like clickers right now as far as Luna, because Luna just needs the extra farm as she works towards the BKB, and her Mithril Hammer being flown out to her. So almost has that. Mithril Hammer actually not being flown out yet, just grabbing a teleport instead. And Ancients being farmed up by Virtus.Pro, the enemy team's Ancients, however, so yeah, not going to get anything for Luna there. Luna, of course, not going for the early Helmet Dominator, as is sometimes seen in the European scene. They like sacking those Ancients very early on and getting Luna quick experience and farm, usually around this timing actually. Luna gets all that stuff. VP can actually look really hard to push really hard now, as they do have the pipe, so any harass really from the Timbersaw, from Lich, from the Bane, all not going to happen if he pops the pipe. But no pipe just yet. Waiting for another creep wave, one would assume. That's Bristleback doing some nice micro here. Popping his back to tower every time he's going to take a hit. And no contest from RoX.KiS just yet, as Invoker and Luna rotating in, but Nuda getting harassed by an illusion there and just going to sit by the tier 3 instead. May look for some farm, if anything. And another pause coming out. H is now reclaimed in 3 minutes on the Luna, as that handy dandy timer showed us. Scandal finishing up the mechanism. Sadoy working towards his Bloodstone, now picking up the point booster And heal, wards, boots, goblet, earn, boots, dust, as well as a smoke. And smile, working towards BKB, now just needs the recipe. Crystal Maiden, BKB as well, still working on that. Omni Knight working towards the Aghanims? I would assume it's an Aghanims. The cool thing about Omni Knight Aghanims is that not only does it protect all your teammates outside the radius, and I won't show, but it says upgraded by Aghanim Scepter. It won't tell me exactly what it is, but I do believe it will, regardless of range, it will put Guardian Angel on all of your allies, regardless of how far away from you they are, as well as all your towers. So it's essentially a free fortify, and yeah, it's sick. It's a really cool Aghanim's upgrade, but Omni Knight, of course, not seeing that much in competitive, so it doesn't matter too much, and you really don't get to see it too often. As thus far, VP really ahead, so this Omni Knight pick working out pretty well for them, really giving God the ability to be aggressive very, very early on. As gold now 10,000 in their favor, experience wavering a bit, but the tower gold just being too much or so much at this point. Their experience only 1,500 now. And that's going to be Fiend's Grip up, stun, I believe, from the Shuriken, and God now zipping around, and Luna popping the BKB and going into the enemy team. And it's now popping the Omni Knight ult, gonna go onto Luna, and God in the meantime doing work. No one falling just yet, as the CM does fall from the Timbersaw just now, and now Lich falling to Illidan. Illidan now falling as Invoker cleans him up, and G chasing Timbersaw. Sadoy getting very low. Everyone very low, really, as Goblik now cleans up NS, and now Smile in a bit of trouble. Sunstrike gonna hit on him, but not enough, and just the Lunar Beam gonna finish him off. So VP losing 4 there, RoX.KiS only losing the Lich. Very well sustained there from RoX.KiS. That mechanism really helping out. And Goblik just being able to sustain himself with the Brain Sap. And another pause coming out, as the Russian scene is infamous for. And yeah, so Storm Spirit actually has his Orchid up now. I wasn't used to great effect in that game. I do believe he may have silenced up the Invoker, but items, of course, aren't triggered by silence. You can still cast as long as you aren't doomed, I believe. Doomed or in a duel. I believe the correct term is actually muted. You won't be able to cast items. As they're now working towards the Yasha. And yeah, RoX.KiS coming out ahead on that fight. Playing it out very well. Able to beat the sustain of BP with their own. And really, I believe the MP in that fight was Goblik. Didn't get a full terms Fiend's Grip off, but that was, of course, broken up by Smile's Shuriken. But Bane just sustaining with the Brain Saps, cleaned up 1 kill or 2 kills, I believe, with it. And G in the meantime now zipping onto Yo. Yo gonna fall very quickly here. And gets a free kill with that double damage. Smile not gonna find BZZ. BZZ pretty low here, and Smile just gonna harass a bit, and not gonna clean up the kill as Luna just gonna teleport out, and yeah. So Virtus.Pro gonna look to push again as everyone is back up. Lich being dead now. I don't even believe I commented on the Lich ult that game, but I believe it just went into NS and then bounced off summons or creeps or something like that. I think that's what it did. Not 100% sure, but Virtus.Pro didn't die from the first volley of ults from RoX.KiS in that last fight. Still talking about it because it's the only major thing to happen in the past couple of minutes. As the age is on Luna now. Not exploring just yet, but that BKB is certainly helping out in the previous fight as well. And smoke up onto RoX.KiS now. Gonna look for a gank here onto likely Illidan, as he is spotted in the bottom portion of the map. Illidan being very tanky now, has 1,800 gold on him as well. As Goblik gonna rotate this away. Ward is known that it's placed there, so Illidan certainly knows that someone's coming down this way. Bane certainly is, and he probably noticed that. He actually did notice he was smoked, but probably knows if he saw the ward placed, but nothing, no person there. So knows someone's over there. Not exactly Bane, but RoX.KiS is gonna push this bottom tower now. We likely won't see a defense out of VP, as they are gonna look towards the tier 2 top. Tier 1 for a tier 2 is always a good trade. Virtus.Pro is going to be fine with it, and RoX.KiS is going to be even happier with it, as they're going to get the global gold and start catching up on that immense gold lead that VP has right now. experience. Even once again after that last fight. I'm not sure how VP caught back up in terms of that, but I'll wait and see. I think RoX is going to go for 2 here. Feeling a little confident as Courier brings in... I'm not sure what he brought in at all even. Click too late. Actually, I believe it's just the Order Club on Sidoi. And now RoX going to be pushed by Virtus.Pro. And all of RoX.KiS really needs to get back here right now. They're in danger, certainly, losing this tier 3 tower. Luna teleporting right into the midst of things as Timbersaw and everyone else teleporting around really in the back lines. Now Lidden taking a lot of damage. G now silence up on Goblek. G now repelled, of course, and ult from Yul. Yul not going to do too much with ult. Nana's getting pretty low, but healing himself up. BZ now falling to Sidoi. Sidoi, or not Sidoi rather, but Illidan. And now this fight subsides as Bane and Luna have fallen. And Virtus.Pro get the tier 3 tower. Jottam, however, repelled up, has the Nightmare on him. And Frostbite on the Yul. Yul going to go down here for a second time. No, for the first time rather, as I believe Goblek died earlier on the Bane. But fight's still going on. Illidan needs some damage in Sidoi. Raintrax goes down, and RoX.KiS just really can't fight into this, it feels. As Luna is down, as well as the Lich. Both their ultimates expended as well, so... no ultimate even popped here by Goblek, and another pause coming out, so... Pause gaming. RoX.KiS not really sustaining that fight as well. I do believe it was the Bane who was picked off very early on. And came back in the fight for the second portion. And then Yul expended his ult and then backed off and then died later on. So RoX.KiS looking a bit behind here, now down Iraq. So regardless of experience, gold however not in their favor at all, but regardless of experience being nearly close, or actually in their favor. After that big fight earlier. Spike's now back up 4,000 in advantage for VP. Smile building some lads, it seems. Already has the BKB up. Now drums. G working towards likely a Hex, one would assume, or a Lincoln's, but I don't know what he would Lincoln's. Likely just some of Lich's spells, the Frost Blast, as well as some of Bane's spells. And Roshan going to be scattered up by RoX.KiS. Not going to be up for another, like, 20 to 20 seconds here for RoX.KiS. So they're going to sit around, meander around the Roshan pit. Hopefully this top lane won't push in too much for them, as it is always a danger at this point in the game. Virtus.Pro now rotating into the Roshan pit, knowing the time. You're going to respawn right now, and God zips in at the perfect time. And RoX.KiS right over here, They certainly know that Virtus.Pro is here, and this ward now, or sentry rather, being placed. If they had vision, they would have a ward within their sights. And top, I want to say that courier is sweet, but that courier is definitely sweet. But teamfight may break out here in the mid lane. So Scandal now BZZ rotating towards the base. Smile finishing his flats. Placing his sentry, and sentry going down for RoX.KiS as well now. Not going to deward just yet. Don't want to take that bait, but Virtus.Pro going to rotate back to Roshan. And this ward, I don't believe spots. Yeah, it does spot the other ward, so they do know it's up there. But not going to go for it just yet. G actually going to go for it now. No, not even going for the... This ward's getting mighty lucky. Jottam. No, Jottam taking care of it. No one taking care of the ward. They can see it. I know they can see it. Why aren't they doing that? But anyway. Repel onto G. G now all popped by BZZ, but all popped by NS as well. And Lich ult just hits on just him. NS going to take the bruit of most of the damage here, as he doesn't mind too much. Now Smile going to go on Goblek. In the meantime, zip in from G onto Scandal. Mech now popped, and Yul going to be silenced up. However, Fiend's Grip comes out of Goblek. Goblek not managing to hold that for too long, but Crystal Maiden dying to the Invoker, and Bane falling as well as the Invoker here. So G just doing a lot of work as NS goes onto Yul. Support's fighting it out, and Timbersaw blowing up Smile in the meantime. Illidan with his sustain just chasing down Luna. Snot spray or nasal goo. Viscous nasal goo. Gonna finish him off. And Illidan just proving his strength in team fights. These team fights lost pretty long as far as team fights usually last. And where did God go? He just teleported back to base, it seems. So got pretty low there in that fight and just went away. But Illidan, being the tried and true survivor of all these fights, except that one where the Lunal got pretty much entirely onto him, and he had to back off pretty quickly. But now I'm going to work towards the Assault Kyros. Has the Pipe Pass Vanguard, already pretty survivable. And now, zipping from God onto Yol on the bottom lane, so Yol being blown instantly there by God. And the push not going to happen, as I assume Virtus.Pro going to look to get the Roshan. And Linken's now on God, so no Hex, just Linken's. Going to take away that harass from the Bane from the Lich and make sure some of the stuff isn't focused on him, or rather that not some of the stuff is focused on him, but the focus on him is reduced, as he already has the repel from NS on the Omni Knight. And watch as Illidan takes literally no damage with the Vlads. And G gonna pick up that Aegis. Certainly is doing the most work. 8, 2, and 11. So open up the net worth. He is second on the net worth chart. And on buyback status for this fight, no buybacks on the Dire side thus far. But let's check the kills, death, and assists. But Virtus.Pro certainly being ahead. 24 to 12 is doubling the kills of the other team. And G zip in onto Scandal. Scandal will be blown up here very quickly, and indeed he is. And now Fiend's Grip out from Galbeck, but not going to be there for very long. Galbeck now numbering himself up and going to fall here. All pop by NS, and Lich Alt bouncing around at this point. God going to die, pop the Aegis. He's very squishy still, and zip from God onto Luna. Luna going to fall here, and now GG going to come up from RoX.KiS as they have lost their Luna and really the ability to fight here. And the second Rax was going to go down had they not conceded. G just continuing to zip around here, and that is GG. VP taking this first game in this best of 3 series of the group stage. 1-0 over RoX.KiS right now. And RoX.KiS struggling with their performance in the first time, really just lost out in the laning stage, and VP snowballed from there as this patch really allows for. So yeah, God doing a lot of work here. 11, 2, 12, and a really poor performance from Yol. It's just really not an impact hero. 0, 8, and 4. Can't do much aside from Sacrifice and Pop is all, and other than that, just pretty much it. But yeah, if you enjoyed the cast, this has been Frouwo. I'm messing the words up. But if you enjoyed the cast, follow, like, subscribe, all that neat stuff, share the cast, spread it around, spread the love. And if you didn't like it, I always appreciate constructive criticism. You can contact me via Twitch, via Twitter, and via YouTube, and I will likely try to respond through those mediums and improve my casting to your comments, or by your comments. But yeah, thanks again for watching. This has been Frouwo, and I will see you guys in Game 2. Goodbye.